Okay, this is the autumn term, half term 2, foundation homework 1. Question 1, shape of area A in the ratio of shape of area B. So the shape of area A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the area of shape A, 5 times 4, 20 squares, or 20 square units. We could also count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and so on. We'd still get 20. With shape B, we need to count rather than multiplying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Shape B is 12 square units. Ratio of shape A to shape B, 20 to 12. In its simplest form, so this will cancel down to 10 and 6, and cancel down again to 5 and 3. So the answer we're looking for is 5 to 3. Question 2. Venn diagram shows information about 50 people who are in bands. The question is, one of the people is chosen at random. Write down the probability that the person is not a singer and not a guitar player. These 4 are singers, these 8 are singers and guitar players, 21 are guitar players, 17 are neither singers nor guitar players. Probability then, beg your pardon, is 17 out of 50. Question 3. The table shows information about 150 students travel to school. First question, what fraction of the girls walk to school? What fraction of the girls walk to school? 22 of the girls walk to school. There are 72 girls. 22 out of 72. We're also asked to give this in its simplest form. 11 out of 36. Part B. One of the boys is chosen at random. What is the probability that the boy travels to school by bus? One of the boys travels by bus. 41 out of 78. And finally, part C, what percentage of 150 students travel to school by car? So by car, we've got 17 and 13. 17 and 13, which is 30. 30 out of 150. As a percentage, we need to get this out of 100. If I divide by 3, I will get 10 out of 50, which will then give us 20 out of 100, which is 20%. Question 4. A straight line passes through the centre, the origin O, and the coordinate 2, 6. So the x coordinate is 2, the y coordinate is 6, so the y coordinate is 3 times the x coordinate. Passes through the origin, so we've got no addition or subtraction. Our equation is just y equals 3x. Question number 5. Bags X and Y each contain counters. Bag X 30 counters, green, white or yellow. Bag Y 5 counters, green and red. Part A. The probability of a green counter from X is the same as probability of a red counter from Y. The probability of a red counter from Y, there are 2 reds out of 5 counters. That means the probability of a green counter from X is the same. We've got 30 counters in bag X, so that means that we must multiply by 6. So therefore there must be 12 green counters. So part A, there are 12 green counters. Part B, all 35 counters are put into one bag. One counter is picked at random. Work out the probability that the counter is not red. Bag X does not contain any red counters, so there are only 2 red counters. So that means the probability of getting a red counter is 2 out of 35, but we want not red, so that means there must be 33 not red out of 35. Question 6. The first 2 terms of an arithmetical progression are p and 5p. This means to get from p to 5p we must have added 4p. The third term therefore must be, adding another 4p, 5p and 4p is 9p. These are the first 3 terms of the arithmetic progression. The first 3 terms add up to 90. So p and 5p and 9p, 9, 14, 15p is equal to 90. If we divide through by 15, then 1p is 6. Question 7. We have a formula to convert Kelvin into Fahrenheit, and we're given a value of degrees Fahrenheit. We need to change this to Kelvin. So if we substitute into the equation 5 over 9 into our Fahrenheit, 2192, take away 32, plus 273. Using BIDMAS, we do brackets first. 2192 take away 32 gives us 2160. We then need to multiply by 5/9 or find 5/9 of 2160. Easiest way to do this is to divide through by 9 and then multiply the answer by 5. 9 into 2 doesn't go, 9 into 21 goes twice. 2 9s are 18, that leaves 3 remainder. 9 into 36 is 4 times, with no remainder, and 9 into 0 is 0. We then multiply 240 times 5. 240 multiplied by 5. 5 zeros are 0, 5 fours are 20, 2 5s are 10, plus the 2, 1200. Finally, we need to add the 273, 1473 Kelvin. Unfortunately, question 8 has been written down incorrectly. It should be 11 out of 40 equals 0.275. We're trying to find out what 33 multiplied by 400 is. We have multiplied the top by 3 and divided the bottom by 10. So I'm going to multiply this number by 3 and then divide it by 10. 0.275 multiplied by 3, 3 5s are 15, 3 7s are 21, carry the 1 which gives us 22, 3 2s are 6, plus the 2 is 8, 0.825. I'm now going to divide by 10. My answer is 0.0825. Question 9, factorising fully. 2x squared is made by 2 times x times x. 6x is made by 2 times 3 times x. My common factors are 2 and x. 2 and x. So outside the bracket I have 2x. What I'm left with is x plus 3. Question 10. Writing the number 360,000 into standard form. Standard form has to be between 1 and 10. So I'm going to use the number 3.6. To get it back to the original number, I have to times by 10 once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times. 3.6 times 10 to the power of 5. Part B, 9.2 times 10 to the minus 3 as an ordinary number. This means 9.2 divided by 10, divided by 10, divided by 10. And negative 3 means we are dividing by 10 instead of timesing by 10. So this would give us 0.92, 0.092, and finally 0.092. Question 11. Two wire shapes making an earring. The shapes are a circle with a radius of 21 millimeters and a quarter of the circle. The ratio of the circle to the quarter circle is 7 to 2. So we have a ratio of 7 to 2. We know the radius of the large circle is 21. That means we have multiplied that by 3. So we multiply this by 3. Beg your pardon, multiply this by 3 to give us 6. So that means that the radius of the small circle is 6 millimeters. So the circumference of the large circle is pi multiplied by the diameter, or 42 pi. To find the smaller circle, we have a quarter of a circle. So the circumference of the quarter of a circle is pi multiplied by 6 divided by 4. However, we also have to add on the two straight sides, which is 2 lots of 6 millimeters. Altogether, therefore, we have 42 pi plus 6 pi over 4, or 1.5 pi, 1.5 pi, plus 2 lots of 6. So 42 and 1.5 gives us 43.5 pi plus 12. Beg your pardon, I've made a little mistake there. I've forgotten that this is the radius, so we need to times that by 2. So that means that we don't have 1.5 pi, we have 3 pi. So that means that unfortunately we have 42 and 3, which is 45 pi plus 12. Finally, rearranging this equation to make d the subject of the formula. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply both sides of my equation by 3, which will give me 3c is equal to d plus 2. I'm then going to subtract 2 from both sides of the equation to get 3c subtract 2 equals d. D is now on its own. That makes it the subject of the formula. I can turn it around to give d equals 3c minus 2.